Hey, welcome to our first video podcast. My name is Christina, and I'm from the website Racing and Saving Mama, and I also have the Facebook page Racing and Saving Mama, and this is Amber, and she's a coach who is on Fearlessly Authentic. Did I get that right, or does it? And we are both, we're both PIO certified instructors. And we're both moms just here to see if we can help you get on your own fitness journey and become a healthier version of you. So what we're going to do today in the podcast or the webcast, whatever we want to call it, is we're going to both describe, since this is our first one, what we do as coaches, how it's helped us, and some things like that. We're going to keep it real simple today. And then at the end, we're going to answer a viewer question that we have. So, Amber, I'm going to let you go ahead and start and talk about what coaching has done for you.
Initially, yeah, sure. Initially, I started joining as a coach because I knew I wanted to help people, and I thought that would be a great way, a good segue to get into earning money so I could earn certifications in fitness as a personal trainer and as an instructor. And then I just found that the more I was helping people, the more I was talking to people, I was actually broadening my horizons. I was meeting more people. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I don't get out very much, especially in the wintertime. And that was, for me personally, I got a lot out of that. Not just coaches or not just people who I was potentially helping, but it just really made me have a larger circle of people that I can interact with on a daily basis, which I really needed in those lonely months. And then I found that as I was helping people and they were responding and they were seeing results, and not always, in weight loss, but results in their fitness, results in how they felt better. And they were coming to me and they were telling me how good they felt. And then they would express because, they're adults and they could tell me how they feel. I appreciate it. Thank you for your help. I would never have found this program without you. And my children, I know they love me. They give me hugs and kisses all the time. But to have an adult who actually comes and can verbalize their appreciation is a nice change. And so it gave me an avenue to meet more people and also to feel like I was significant and I was making a difference in the lives of other people.
Yeah, it's hard as a stay-at-home mom because I'm one too. You can easily just kind of hibernate in your house and never see anyone or talk to anyone other than preschoolers.
Right.
I became a coach over 2 years ago, and I got into it because I was starting to see the scale go up. I've always been really active. My husband and I were very competitive. We got together because we were competing against each other, and he said, well, if there's a woman out there who can compete against me, she's got to, I got to snag her right up. So he did. And, but we got very comfortable together, and we stopped working out as much, and scale. And then I had 2 kids, and I said, enough's enough. So I bought, because I'm a pretty frugal person, I bought Dream because I knew if I purchased something, I would be more apt to do it. Kind of put your money where your mouth is. I loved it, and I was involved in what's called a challenge group, and a challenge group is where you get online and you're in a group with a whole bunch of other people, and you're pushing each other, and you're staying strong, and it's just really, it really helps motivate you. So I was having a lot of fun in there. The person who put it together asked me, had I ever considered being a coach? And I thought, sure, why not? It's going to be a fun thing that I can put on my blog, Racing and Saving Mama. I'll put some pretty pictures up, I'll post about my workouts, and that's all I'll ever do with it. But then I got involved with helping people. I got involved in the team groups because, Amber, as a coach, there is this whole new community that's just supportive and helpful and pushes you and things like that. And the more I got involved, the more I just was my calling to help people. So I started running my own challenge groups, and my husband had always said, when the kids go back to school, you need to go back to work because we will need some income and things like that. And since I've become a coach, I earn weekly enough that I have replaced the job that I had before. and hopefully everything
Right.
gets freeze. And then, so now I don't have to go back to work. I can be the room mom, whether my kids want me to be or not, really involved in their schools, and still helping and supporting my family, which is awesome. The other thing that coaching has done for me, other than keep my own fitness accountable and help my family financially, is the fact that Beachbody, the company we're both coaches through, and the company we both got certified for PIO and things like that, is that they offer incentives for coaches that put in a little bit of effort. They're not asking for a lot, just a little bit, you know, basically help 3 people a month, things like that. I was able to take my family on a cruise down to the Grand Cayman Islands out of Florida. And I've never been on a cruise like that, a big cruise ship. And my kids have certainly never been on one. And they still, you know, how many months later are talking about it, play like they're on the cruise ship. So it really made an impact in our daily life. And the other thing that Beachbody does for our coaches is that they do things like this past year, it was in June. This next year it'll be in July, where we meet for a conference for 4 days. And they take their best coaches and they bring them to this conference, and they just give you as much training as they possibly can so that you can go out and be a better coach. So they're all about helping you evolve as a person, be positive as a person, and develop friendships and a whole new online family with other coaches. It's just an amazing, amazing thing. Some of the basics, the nitty-gritty about being a coach, you get 25% off on all products. And if you wanted to stop there and just do coaching for the discount, that would be totally cool. There's never anybody behind you saying make sales, because that's not what this company is about. We're not about making sales. We're about sharing our experiences. You know, Amber and I share our experiences as stay-at-home moms, as busy women, and that's who we generally are able to connect better with and help, because they understand us and we understand them. But we can share. You know, I get on Instagram. Amber and I are both big on Facebook and things like that, and we just share what we're doing, what's working for us. And every day, Amber and I wake up, and our team motto, because we're on the same team and we do a lot of our same challenge groups together, is we ask, how can we add value to people's lives? So that's different than selling. We're trying to add value to people's lives. And by doing that, it naturally helps us too. I know I have become a much more positive person since becoming a coach, because I just surround myself with that kind of positivity. But if you did want to take it further and you didn't want to just be a discount coach, you can build a team. You can earn team bonuses. You can earn commission on what people do get from you and things like that. And the way that Amber and I help people, and we do a lot of the groups together, the whole challenge groups. And in our video cast next week, we'll go more into depth on what a challenge group is and what we do to help people in there, and how it can help you. But we get in there and we help people, and it helps us also. So that's the way that coaches sort of build their business and become better coaches, better people, and better family members. Is there anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I wanted to add on being better, because I've always really enjoyed reading. I just enjoy reading nonfiction, fiction. Yeah. And I've read the Brian Eat That Frog. I've read a lot of those books, but I'd read it back and front, I'd make my notes, and then I'd just like sit there in my room and I'd look around, I'm like, I have no one to talk to about it. I would just be like, okay, so what is it? But now, I mean, one of the 3 vital behaviors of Beachbody is personal development. Yeah. And that's not just reading books, it's listening to audio and going to conferences. But now I can say, hey, you read this book. Would anyone want to do a book club with me? And we can read it together. Or if we've already read it, we could talk about it. And then we can say, no, I've got this problem. And they're like, you know what, I just read this book. Why don't you try it? And then once I'm done with it, I can go back to them like, oh, I tried that and I worked it and it worked. You were right. Right. And it's not something that it's just a business related thing. Some of these things I work in my marriage with my kids and raising them and teaching them to be just better people, and how I deal with other people. You know, you go to the grocery store, someone runs over your foot in the shopping cart. there's some little tips. I mean, you just, how you react and things like that, things that you take it for advantage of normally, I think about, it really sinks in, and it's more practical and it's more intentional.
Right. Right. Absolutely. I think that's right. Because, we're not just here to help you get thin. We want you to be healthy, and we want you to be healthy sort of mind, body, and soul. So we work on the whole package, so to speak.
Right.
To make ourselves, along with other people, the best versions of them. It's not about size at all.
Because if you look, even if you were to follow our pages on Facebook, you'll find that not our posts are always, every program on Beachbody or sweaty selfies and things like that. We actually focus on, and not also just recipes, although we do those things too.
Right.
But we also talk about if you're in a bad situation, how do you look? How can you change it? How can you change your perspective and different things like that? And we also do those same things in our challenge groups that we'll talk about next week. It's not just, you can do it. All right, here's how to do a better push-up, or here's another way for water. It's more about getting yourself in the right place mentally, because a lot of the times that's what's the biggest problem. It's just mental.
Right. Cooling your brain. Because a lot of times, I know when I was beginning to run, tricking my brain into realizing I could go that extra little distance, and then once I knew that, then pushing my legs and going farther just wasn't a big deal.
Right.
And I tell a lot of my challengers that they have to put the big girl panties on when they don't want to, eat all the vegetables and things like that. Sometimes you have to just go in with a positive mindset. I am going to like this meal. I'm going to do it.
Right.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's been rewarding. I know one benefit that I've gotten from being a coach that I never would have assumed. I came from a long line of meat and potato eaters. My grandfather was a meat and potato eater. His father was a butcher. My dad was a meat and potato eater. Neither of them want to eat vegetables. My grandfather wouldn't even eat fish, or he wouldn't eat fish or cheese. And I was heading down that road myself. Since becoming a coach, I had to hold myself accountable. I can't just eat meat and potatoes all the time. I got to add some veggies. And for my kids, I want them to be better. So it helped me. I had to do the big girl panty things, and I went in with the whole, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to try harder. And slowly, because I also wanted to post good things in my challenge group for my challengers, I've done better. And I've recently started paleo, and we'll be talking about nutrition in a future little Zoom cast. It's just my nutrition and my health has gone way up, and my kids are eating a lot less processed foods. I'm eating a lot less processed foods. It's just helped everywhere.
Right. I found that one of the big things is, and I'm sure you experienced this too, is both of us are shy people naturally. We enjoy talking. We like meeting our friends and hanging out, but we're not the kind of person that's going to raise our hand and volunteer to go stand up in front of a group and talk.
Right.
And for both of us to be certified in PIO was a big step. Right. And then to go in there not knowing anybody. And I remember telling Christina, I said, when you go there, because I made myself do it. And this is one of the things that Beachbody, the coaches, and all of our friends keep telling us, put yourself in a place that's uncomfortable.
Right.
You get out of your comfort zone. I said, Christina, go to that center of that room, and just, you're not going to know anybody, but sit in the center and be surrounded by people you don't know. And then when it comes time when she asked for volunteers to try leading, do it. I was so scared. I shook. I had to redo it because my voice shook so much.
Right.
And then I realized that, everyone's there in the same place. And I'm sure Christina realized the same thing, because she took my advice and she did it. But you walk away and you've got this natural high. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think I would have done that if I had not met the people that I've met and heard and had that encouragement of getting out of my comfort zone.
Right.
I'm better for it.
Yeah, I definitely would never have volunteered for that had you not pushed me and told me, people won't laugh, people won't, everyone will be supportive, and everyone's in that same place. Because the moment you put that microphone on and act like you have to, lead a class, forget how to move,
But it was a good experience. It's like a natural high.
Yeah, to push yourself and realize you can do something. Even if it's not perfect to begin with, who cares? You've done it.
And everyone is congratulating because they say specifically, nobody who is already a trainer can do this. So
Right.
they already, you've never done this before, so they're going to be forgiving of you.
Right. Right. And it's just it was a cool experience. I was really glad I did that too.
I'm glad you did it too.
So, if you want to learn how to get on Amber's team or get on my team as a coach, push yourself out of your comfort zone, or start with people, or just be more accountable with your own fitness, let us know. You can reach either of us through our Facebook pages. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to answer a quick question from Candace. Hey, Candace. Thank you for asking a question. She asked on my Facebook page, if you have issues with your sciatica, that's the nerve that runs down your lower back through your butt down to your leg. I have problems with it. Amber had problems with it when she was pregnant. What do you do? What exercises can you do? And I think we were talking about this before we started this. Doing things, a lot of stretching, programs like PIO, programs like yoga are good. And then you had some good suggestions about movements.
Right. I mean, especially because I was pregnant when I was doing this, I found that exercises that had, where I was weight-bearing exercises, even standing or walking, didn't help as much. So if I laid on my side, the side that wasn't hurting, I laid on my side and I moved it kind of like, you could think of like a Pilates bicycle move. Pilates before. That would be a good one. And then doing my best to just alleviate the pressure from that pressure point.
Yeah, child's pose really helps. I find that when I sit on the floor and I, bend over and reach for my toes, I'm not a very limber person, so I don't go very far, but that just kind of stretches. The other thing I have found, and I don't know if you've taken note of this, Candace, but the way I sleep at night really affects my nerve. So if I try to sleep on my stomach, the next day I suffer. So be aware of your situations, be aware of how you're sleeping, and if you find that you sleep on your stomach a lot or you sleep on a side, maybe try cleaning it up and see if your nerve helps better, feels better.
Yeah, definitely take like I would have just a little journal by my bed or something. I don't know what time of days you experience it more, or if you experience when you just get up. I noticed if I was sitting down for a while and I got up, that I would feel it. But just like a quick note, and you're like, oh, you know what? I slept on my stomach and now I'm suffering, like you said. And you just have a little diary of that, and you keep recording, and that can help you pinpoint what might cause it and how to alleviate it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're gonna cut this off now. So again, if you have any questions, if you have questions that you want us to answer next time, we'll answer one or two every Zoomcast, podcast, whatever you want to call this, live, and then you can watch the recording and see if we've answered. So just go down below where this link is posted and ask your questions, and we will take a look at them and see what we can do to help. Neither of us are experts. We're just moms who want to help, and we'll answer the best we can. Again, I'm Christina from Racing and Saving Mama, and this is Amber from...
I'm sorry. Fearlessly Authentic.
Fearlessly Authentic on Facebook. You can find both of us there. We will be happy to help you get on your fitness journey. We'll be happy to help get you started if you want to do coaching, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So have a good day, and thanks for watching our first podcast.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.